So what I'm going to make today is I'm going to make homemade tea biscuits with cheese and ham in them. So I'm just going to fast forward and show you all the ingredients measured out. So what we're going to do is we're going to preheat the oven to 400 for these tea biscuits. And there's the oven's preheated. So what you're going to need to make the tea biscuits is you're going to need 2 cups of flour, which I have measured out right there. You're going to need 4 tablespoons of baking soda, which I have, 4 teaspoons. And you're going to need 1 teaspoon of salt, which I have in my shot glass. You're going to need a half a cup of shortening, which I have pre-measured there. And you're going to need 3/4 of a cup of milk, which I have measured out right there. Now these I'm putting ham and also Monterey Jack cheese in there. So I have a half a cup of each. And I'm going to use my mixer to make these because my wrists bother me. So I'm just going to skip to the next step and show you how to start this off. So we have our mixer here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the whisk and we're going to mix in our dry ingredients. So at first we're going to put in a cup of flour that I have pre-measured. You're going to need the 2 cups. And then we're going to put in the baking powder, which is the 4 teaspoons, and the 1 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to put that on stir, and we're going to mix it together. And while that's mixing, we're going to add in the other cup of flour. So I'm just going to fast forward to where that's mixing. I'm going to turn on the speed a little higher. So what I'm going to do now that I've mixed that up is I'm going to take this whisk off because I'm about to add in my liquid ingredients. And so once you add in the liquid, you're going to want to use your dough hook because it works so much better. So now that we have the dough hook on, we're going to get our liquid ingredients and start adding them in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add in the liquid ingredients. So I'm just going to turn that on to mix. And it's on a low speed, and I'm going to add in the milk, and I'm going to add in a little bit at a time. I'll tell you, this mixture does save on my wrist. It's definitely well worth the investment. Add some more milk in. Now I'm going to turn that up a little bit. So I'm just going to continue to mix this through, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's mixed. So as you can see, the texture has changed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start mixing in the ham and cheese. So it's a half a cup of cheese and a half a cup of ham that we have cubed. And it's just cooked ham that I bought at the local market. And what we're going to do is we're going to start cutting in our lard. So there's the first piece. once that cuts in, we're going to add in more. I'm just going to turn it on a little faster. And I'm going to add some more in. And we still have about halfway to go. So I'm just going to fast forward till we have it done. So as you can see, the texture is starting to become a dough. So we're just going to let it go a little longer, and then we're going to start rolling it out. So now that it's done mixing, what we're going to do is we're going to take it and roll it onto the counter, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm just going to roll out the tea biscuits now. So I'm just going to dust the surface, a little bit of flour, that way I don't have a problem with it sticking. I'm going to take some mixture, and as you can see, this is what the mixture is going to look like. I'm just going to place it down on the cupboard, roll a little bit out. Now I like thick tea biscuits, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cup, and I don't have a fancy cookie cutter or anything like that, I just have a kitchen cup, and press it down, trim off the edges, and place it on the cookie tray. And that's really how I make my tea biscuits. I don't do anything fancy, and as you can see, it's a great size. So I'm going to continue to roll these out and show you what it looks like once I have them rolled out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a piece of paper towel and some lard, and I'm just going to grease the pan that I'm using to put the tea biscuits on, just for the bottoms don't stick. And you just rub it all around the surface area. And the oven is preheating to 400, so just going to use a little bit more. There we go. So I'm just going to skip to the next step where I put them in the oven. So I'm just rounding out a few more, and you just press it down, and then you take your cup, push your cup down, and then you have your tea biscuit, and you just put it on your cookie sheet and continue on to the next one. So they're just about ready to go in the oven. So as you can see, it made 10 on fairly good size. So I'm going to place them in the oven that's been preheated at 400 degrees, and we're going to cook them for 12 to 15 minutes. So I'm just going to skip to the next part where I take them out of the oven and show you what they look like. So the timer is just about to hit the 13-minute mark, and as you can see, they're starting to look great in the oven. Once the timer goes off, we're going to open up the oven and see how well they're doing. Oh, there's the timer now, so I'm just going to open that up. And as you can see, they probably need a couple more minutes, and I'm going to use this opportunity to flip them around, because as you can see, the ones in the back are getting a little bit better heat. So I just took the tea biscuits out of the oven, and I'm going to take them off, and as you can see, because I greased the bottom, that the bottoms look great. So I'm just going to take them off the cookie sheet, put them on a plate, going to cut one in half and butter it and show you what it looks like. So as you can see, the butter is melting on the tea biscuit, and it looks fantastic. I can't wait to try it. So if you like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.